this is Tiana with Rethunk My Junk. I wanted to come to you today and show you a very neat napkin trick. So let's get right to it. You're gonna need some Mod Podge. Pour a little bit of Mod Podge in your cup. Get your handy dandy brush. And you're just gonna brush it on like so. This is an old piece of board that didn't turn out too well that I was actually trying to write on, so we're gonna use it today. And get it on there really, really stickily well. Stickily is not a word, but it is today. Then you want to take your napkin, and these are 3-ply napkins. I'll post the link. The napkin comes with this. There's two ply. There's 2 sheets here, and you would peel it off the back. You would pry it off the back, and then you just have this sheet here. Just lay it in, just like this. Smooth it down, smooth it out. Okay, and where's my brush here? You just kind of get it wet in these areas and it will come right off perfectly, to where you actually don't even have to really cut it. Or you can sand the edging off later. Doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, and then I'm going to show you on the other side. It sticks to it a little bit. I'll show you here again what we're doing. So then after you get that finished and it dries for 24 hours, I'll sand off these edges right here. And then this will be the back of my son. So you just want to let it dry for 24 hours, then you can come through and you can sand all these little pieces off. So now we're just gonna take this little sanding block and a very light grit sandpaper, any sandpaper would do, like a 220, and we're just gonna go along the edge and clean up our edges. Doesn't have to be perfect. I personally don't like for things to be perfect. This is why I love the rustic farmhouse decor. It looks used and livable and cute. Again, this is an old piece of wood that we've just kind of gotten and painted. And see how that kind of stuck? I kind of like that, how it overlapped there. So if it does that, that's okay. And I'm gonna get right here along the edge. And again, you want to sand it after it's been drying for 24 hours. And this one's being a little bit stubborn. See how it's kind of peeling up? So when it's doing that, you could always go back and Mod Podge it a bit more and let it dry, but I'm just gonna let it come off in that area where it didn't stick. I think it'll look good. See how that just kind of peeled right off of there? All right. Okay. I think that looks great. This is gonna be the back of our sign. Okay, so now we have got the back, the napkin trick I showed you on the back. Now we're going to do something a little different. That is with, the napkin trick was done with Mod Podge. Now we're going to use decoupage, which is an image transfer. So you can go and you can get any image you like from Pinterest. They do free printables and a printer. And you want to be sure and do your printable, you want to mirror your image to where when you lay it face down in front of you onto your board, you can read it correctly. But when it prints out, it should be backwards. That's a mirrored image. So therefore, we're going to be doing an image transfer on the front of my sign. We're going to cut out this. And you don't want to do a straight line, so I've been told, because it shows the straight line. So you probably want to get it as close to your image as possible. This is where you do time lapse. step after waiting 24 hours with the transfer and decoupage. I printed the image for a free download through, I believe it was Pinterest, and it was a free printable. And I mirrored the image and printed it out, just regular inkjet printer. And then I wiped, like I said, the decoupage on the face of the print, mirrored the image so that when you read it, it's read correctly when you lay it down from left to right. And then I really put a lot of this on there. And then now we have waited 24 hours and we're gonna peel it off. And it typically takes some rubbing with the water, but for some reason it just really kind of peels right off. So I just have a little, you know, just in case I might need it, just like in that little area right there. But it really just kind of peeled right off. You might, and this, you know, when you're kind of taking it off, you might wanna just kind of rub a little bit in a certain area. But it definitely, I think, turned out pretty cute. So next, I'm gonna do something really neat with the sides, and I'll show you that. Is after, again, letting the napkin, dry for 24 hours. Now I'm just gonna go back and lightly kind of sand over it and distress it. So this napkin is dry now. I think what we'll do is we'll try to do something really neat with these sides. This one here, I actually had taken a Sharpie and just did X's all along here. And then my Sharpie actually ran out, because anytime you take a Sharpie on a board, I've tried it a few times, it really just dries the marker out really bad. So if you can see here, I just actually took the marker, dipped it in the paint, and then I came back and filled in these spots with the gold. And I just went all along the edges using this dry marker. Make sure your marker's dry if you want to do this, because if not, it may make it a little bit more black in there mixed with your gold. So this marker is basically acting as a one of those pens that have the, I guess it's like a paint pen is what they call it. I just made my own paint